Welcome back in. So do you remember Gym Tan Laundry, GTA? What is that from? You don't know? It's Jersey Shore. That's when everybody
I didn't watch that nonsense.
Good for her. So that's when everybody was really into the UV tanning, and with all the different trends, now it looks like UV tanning is back.
Right. Well, even RFK Jr. says he likes his sun-kissed glow. Although what's going on there seems a little bit more than a glow.
Yeah.
But it's all over like social media, TikTok. Everybody's looking for the best days to catch those UV rays. So tanning is legit coming back.
It is.
Is it healthy?
I know. Well, we got our one and only 9 News medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. So I feel like that we have peeled back from the tanning beds over the last decade or so, and people are more self-tanning. That seems to be going out the window. How must you be feeling about this?
It's come full circle. So, you know, I looked into the history of tanning, and really it became associated with wealth, leisure, and being healthy back in 1923 when Coco Chanel was on a Mediterranean cruise.
Of course.
She got a bit too much sun, and she came back and people started associating it with health and wealth. And so it really had a surge in the 1940s. Then Coppertone came out with their sort of public health campaign about sunscreen. And then in the 1970s, the Skin Cancer Foundation said, we got to put a stop to this because people are getting skin cancer and they're getting it young. And that's when we really realized in the 90s that tanning causes skin cancer. Sun causes skin cancer. And as you said, Alex, all of a sudden it's come full circle because now TikTok influencers have decided that not only is it healthy, it's desirable. There's even myths propagating that tanning protects you from the sun because it creates a little natural protection with your melanin. So,
Oh, that's a new one.
but so tanning does create an SPF of 3 on the skin, but you've injured the skin by tanning it already. In fact, people who've had 5 or more sunburns in their life, they have a 50% higher risk of melanoma. And if you're under the age of 35 and you've gone to tanning beds, you have a 75% higher risk of melanoma, which is one of the deadliest skin cancers out there.
Well, I was just going to ask. I assume there's some health risks associated with this. So, Dr. Kohli, you say stay away.
So skin cancer, number 1, that's the biggest one, melanoma, basal cell cancer. Kathy will tell you with her skin exposure, she's had that, squamous cell cancer, but premature aging. We actually age our skin faster. We create that leathery texture on our skin when we tan. Our eyes, we can get cataracts, we can get macular degeneration because they're getting UV as well, and our immune system. So when we tan, we actually start to hit our bone marrow and our immune system, so our immune cells don't work as well. So you're talking about a whole host of health problems that are being propagated by these influencers and sadly even by the administration.
What is this narrative that I'm seeing? And you touched upon it, but I want us to really make it clear to our viewers. Not only have I seen the almost like alluding to the fact with RFK Jr. that is healthy.
Yeah.
It's healthy to get that sun-kissed glow. And then the influencers say, with you spending time in the sun, and I know vitamin D can be healthy, but there is a line, but they're really pushing to get out there, to Alex's point, tracking UV rays, like when it's gonna be the strongest, at what time of the day, what day in the week, because it's healthy for you.
So you're talking about layers of misinformation here, Sam. The first being, of course, that it's healthy to have a tan. That's not health, that's injury, that's skin cancer, that's aging. Second, the more UV rays, the better. Again, the opposite narrative. In fact, every dermatologist will tell you avoid when it's the highest UV period out there. Third, tanning can be protective. Another misinformation. And fourth, sunscreen causes skin cancer. That's also trending online. People are saying the components...
Sunscreen causes skin cancer?
The components of sunscreen are linked to skin cancer. So let me break this down for you because there have been some concerns about the chemical sunscreens, the ones that have oxybenzone and avobenzone in them, potentially linked to hormonal disruptions in high doses in animals. Now, the FDA has not said anything about the sunscreens that are out there, but if you really want to protect yourself, I personally use a mineral sunscreen, which is the zinc oxide and the titanium dioxide. Those are a little more pasty, a little more chalky, not as easy to use, but you can try to use a powder. Alex is shaking her
No,
head.
I can't do the like white paste on. When you have darker skin,
Right.
I probably, sunscreen I use probably has the bad stuff in it because the mineral just doesn't work.
Well, so chemical sunscreen is safe, and I don't want people to walk away from this thinking there's any health risks associated with it. It does absorb into the skin, as opposed to the mineral which sits on top of the skin. But this is one of the hugest myths that I'm really worried about people propagating, which is that sunscreen causes cancer, especially here in Colorado, where we have more UV. We know that ozone protection has gone down, and sending people out when the UV is the highest, the worst idea ever.
Okay. Overall, this is not a good idea to go back in the tanning.
The tanning bed.
So
That's so
I
retro.
used to go hardcore.
well, so you know what?
I had the little sticker I'd put right there in the hip so I could peel it off and see how tan I got.
Oh my goodness.
No, Sam,
Listen to this.
So you know how Tori on DBL used to use lotion?
Yeah.
That's safe.
And I do that now.
So in-
Oh,
and I-
tanning lotion.
Yes.
Okay.
Like self-tan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you put
Yeah.
that bronzing lotion on
Yep.
you, that's safe, but I don't want you going to
No.
those tanning beds. And I would say to every parent out there and every person out there, if your spouse, your child, your friend has a tan, you need to talk to them about tanning safety and sun safety because it's not healthy, it's not a glow, it's dangerous.
All right.
Good to know.
I know. Dr. Kohli, thank you.